Ladies and gentlemen, that modest applause can only mean one thing. It's time for the Bob Doyle Show! Thank you. Please, you can keep doing that. It's totally okay for you to keep doing that, just so you know. Well, this show's been a long time in coming, ladies and gentlemen, and for that reason, first, an apology. This show was, of course, supposed to start last week. I did a whole thing on it. And what happened? May I tell you? Well, my guest, around whom the entire show was being built, couldn't find his webcam. That's right, his webcam. And because of that, households around the country who had rearranged their lives to be part of this incredible inaugural broadcast of the Bob Doyle Show had in fact been robbed of the experience, oddly enough, by a guy named Rob. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I come to you without Rob, at least for now, and instead we'll be going via satellite to some guests in just a little bit. And, of course, you, the viewer, are welcome to participate along with me. You may ask our guests questions if you are so inclined. And as this show progresses, as time goes by, you, the viewing audience, will find yourselves in this room as a guest. That's correct. But there are some significant parameters around that, which you will come to understand as soon as I figure out how to explain them to you. So for now, we're going to do it this week. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to just to let you know a little bit about what this show is about, because right now you don't know, because I've never told anybody. Well, that's not exactly true. I have told Lynn Rose, with whom I share a home, and lots of other ideas. And so therefore, we have discussed this, to be quite honest. So I didn't mean to mislead you, because I have, in fact, told someone, just not, not you. So here's the idea. First of all, it's me, just being Bob. Now, who wouldn't sign up for that? Is that not like a reason alone to start working from home so you can always tune in and be a part of the show? That alone, right? But there's more. That's right. We will, of course, be having conversations with people via satellite. We're going to launch a show called Awkward Interviews with Weirdos. And what we did instead was not do that and bring that particular piece of the program into this program, along with Ukulele Time, Uke Time, which also could have been its own broadcast, but I've decided to just roll all things Bob Doyle into this one sweet, sweet, sweet package called The Bob Doyle Show. And then we'll just see what happens as time goes by, right? So, as far as what makes the Bob Doyle part of it Bob Doyle, like when I'm not playing the uke and I'm not doing an interview, well, then what am I doing? Well, there's any number of things that could be happening. I might be sharing an app I have found that I absolutely love with you. And that reminds me, I need to make a little, I need to get ready for that. My app segment. I just realized I haven't created any graphics for that. So that will be happening as soon as I finish with this broadcast. But that will be a point of time. That was just to try and save that sentence when I said that'll be a point, because I didn't really have anything to say after that. In any case, as long as we're just being honest with one another. Well, now I'm derailed. So the app thing. I'll be sharing my screen on my phone and my iPad and sharing with you a variety of different apps that I just think are cool. They could be games, but most likely they're music apps or video and photography apps, because those are what I'm really, really obsessed with. Or some sort of cool, groovy visual something. But I have some amazing things to show you on this program that I know for a fact that when I show them to you, you are going to run screaming to the App Store if you're an iOS person, because, of course, that is what I'm talking about. If there are Android versions of the apps I talk about, well, that's a bonus. But I cannot guarantee it, alas, because I am an Apple head in terms of the devices. And oddly, I'm a PC when it comes to computers. I'm surrounded by PCs. Even as we speak, this program is being brought to you from a PC. That's right, it can do graphic things too. in case there was any doubt. And in fact, we have as our first guest the inventor of the technology, if you will, that made PCs graphic all of a sudden. And I think his name is Leonard, and we have him via satellite. Hello, Leonard. Hello, Bob. It is good to be a part of your program. It is good to have you be a part of our program. Now, Leonard, this is a pretty big claim. I mean, I don't know that I've ever really thought about who invented the I don't know, bringing graphics to the PC, because I guess it was really more or less thought of as graphics were limited to the Macintosh world, I guess. Yes, that is what was happening, and we saw a problem in the marketplace as developers of computers and builders of computers, and we just realized that, wow, this whole graphic thing is probably going to take off. People probably will want to see images of things on their PCs at some point. So I had the idea, well, why don't we do that? That was your idea. I mean, that's the whole thing, is that you just said we should do it. I mean, wasn't that obvious to a lot of people? But I was the first one to say it out loud. I think people were probably thinking it, but I said it out loud, and so I got the credit. So you took a really, really obvious idea, because if any computer platform is going to do a graphic thing, then obviously if you're going to compete, I mean, it's obvious. I mean, anybody would have come up with that suggestion. But not everybody said it first, Bob, and that's the point. That's the lesson I have for you and your listeners today. Say it first. So as a result of you stating the obvious, has this I don't know, has this been this idea of yours, has it turned in anything in terms of, money? Do you get royalties every time someone, you know what I'm trying to say? I think I know what you're trying to say. And yes, I get $1 every time someone looks at a picture on any PC anywhere in the world. Come on. First of all, there's no freaking way anyone's paying you $1 for looking at images. You asked the question, I'm just telling you the truth. People have got to look at zillions of images a day all over the world. That's correct. I'm doing very well. Yeah, but how would you even get paid? How would anyone know? I mean, how would anyone know? Now, Bob, don't be naive. You know, with the technology today, everything's being watched. I know everything anyone's doing. I know that you have looked at 28 pictures of Papillon puppies today. All right, you know what? I don't know that I'm really comfortable talking to you. Well, you can be uncomfortable all you want, Bob, but I'm just saying what is. This whole thing is not, I mean, it was my idea, but I don't know, the whole money distribution thing, that just happened. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm not trying to shoot the messenger. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know. The whole thing just seems far-fetched that you're getting paid $1 every time someone looks at a picture. I mean, that's an insane amount of money. I mean, that's an insane amount of money. It is insanely awesome. It's an insanely awesome amount of money, I must say. If you should try, before you start knocking it, maybe you should do something that people will pay you $1 for every time it happens. Did you ever even stop to consider that as a possibility? No, I didn't, because I think it's ridiculous, and I still think you're making it up, and I can't talk to you anymore. I'm really sorry. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was, I don't even remember his name, but he was the alleged inventor of, well, anyway, you heard it. There's no reason to do that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's uke time, and that means it's time for me to pick up the ukulele, literally off the floor, and there's another equipment change I have to make. And I know it's not very graceful, but I have to do it this way. Ukulele time requires its own microphone, which means move that one out of the way and bring in Mr. Reverb. That's right. This is how we do it. Although, I think a little more treble. That was a little muddy. Now, here's the thing about ukulele time, ladies and gentlemen. I may or may not come into ukulele time. Hold on a second. I may or may not come into ukulele time with any preparation whatsoever. And right now, is one of those times. Now, there are several things, of course, that I could play. But here's the thing I need you to know. I mean, the ukulele time isn't about, hey, everybody, I have perfected this performance, and now I'm going to do it for you. Oh, no. Ukulele time is, you know what, I got so much to do during the day, including the show. Well, when am I ever going to practice the ukulele? And then I thought, well, why don't you just practice it as part of the show? And then I thought, Bob, could you be more brilliant? And then, of course, I said, probably. Ask me a question tomorrow. Give me something to solve tomorrow. And I probably will be more brilliant. So I'm going to play Embraceable You, which you may have already heard me play. And I may not do it very well. Or it may be awesome. But it's something, right? Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, you irreplaceable you. Just one look at you, my heart grew tipsy in me. You and you alone bring out the gypsy in me. I love all the many charms about you. Above all, I want my arms about you. Don't be a naughty baby. Come to Papa, do. My sweet embraceable you. I end it differently almost every time. Ladies and gentlemen, that was uke time. And now we're back. Whoops. And now we're back. No. And now we're back to the actual Bob Doyle Show, where now I have to do, the whole equipment change because, we could go to a commercial. And that'll be coming, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes, we will be going to commercials on this program at some point right now. Okay, so you know what? Now I have to admit it. This isn't live. This is a recording. It's a test recording. It's still another test recording. And yet I'm going to post it somewhere, and it's going to be said, it's going to be like, no, seriously, this is the last test before I really go live. Because I don't know how many posted videos I have out there that says, okay, this is the last test before I actually start this thing. And then I just wanted to do it one more time. And then as a result, you see, I came up with I need to do the graphics for the app demonstration part of the show. So I'll do that too. And then get all that set up. And then hopefully later today is March 10th, 2016, I will actually do this show. And oddly, it will probably be so much like this because, this was designed to test out how I was going to do the first show. So many of the things that I say, that I said on this video will probably be said live later today. Or I'll wish, what was I say? Oh man, I really said something I wanted to say. That's, of course, what's in my head. But that's, that's the price I pay for not going live with this test, which I should have done. I should have just said, you know what, Bob, just throw caution to the wind. But I didn't. I played it safe. All right, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, all of that stuff, that has been the Bob Doyle Show for March 10th, 2016. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that tomorrow is my mother's birthday.